Hey Puppy Trades, I wanted to do a video analysis update on my favorite setups in the stock market. There were setups in the market this week that I've had on my radar since November, okay? We got a lot of great dip buying opportunities. I'll tell you about some of the trades that I entered, some of the long-term investments I entered, and I'm really excited about those, okay? First, I want to answer a question that I've gotten recently. Do I have a subscription service? Do I have an options alert service? The answer is absolutely not, okay? Absolutely not. And there's a few reasons. The first is I'm not a prostitute, okay? I'm not going to walk up to your car. I'm not going to pull down my shirt and say, hey, mister, if you give me $200, $350 a month, I'll show you my charts, okay? I'm not going to do that. The second reason is I'm not your daddy. I'm not your daddy, okay? I have a 2-year-old Shih Tzu puppy. Other than that, I ain't paying nobody's child support, okay? You own your own investments. You own your own trades. And if this week was too much for you, honestly, investing might not be for you. And that's okay. That's okay. Okay, investing is not for everyone. Okay, the Dow Jones closed green. And the stock market crash was trending on Twitter this week. Stock market crash, trending on Twitter. Okay, what is the stock market? Because the oil stocks that I pounded the table about, were up, 20% in February, okay? So I tweeted about the oil stocks ad nauseum. I said, instead of asking when SPY is going to top, let's look at the oil stocks. XLE is going to 51, ZOM's going to 56, Chevron's going to 117, ConocoPhillips going to 57, okay? 3 of those 4 targets have been hit, okay? In Chevron, I made a whole separate post about, I said that, hey, expect the oil sector to do very well. Expect the oil sector to do very well. Okay, CVX has one of the cleanest setups. It's going to 117. Okay. Also, we've been talking about the airlines ad nauseum. The airlines, they've got all the money right now. And I think towards the end of this week, we finally started to see money flow out of the cruise lines, money flow out of the airlines. And finally, it's going to go back into the renewable energy sector. It's going to go back into large cap tech. Okay. But sector rotation is why a lot of people who say, oh, I'm a fundamental trader, that's why a lot of them don't do well, because sector rotation, okay? You're going to have to do fundamental analysis of every sector, okay? Because the banks and the tanks, they're here to stay, okay? Banks and tanks, they're not going anywhere, okay? This is the long-term chart of Chevron. Okay? If I don't trade oil stocks, I'm not an oil fundamental investor, you're going to have a rough time. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Large degree wave 1. This is the Chevron long-term chart. A, B, C correction, large degree wave 2. Chevron's breaking out of a massive correction. Okay? It's entering a huge bull market. So oil isn't going anywhere. Okay? Speaking of oil, has anyone seen the price of gas recently? The price of gas, we've gone from, about $2 average at the beginning of this year. In about 2.5 months, the national average is about $2.50, $2.60. Okay? A barrel of oil is, nearly double what it was in late October. Okay? That's called inflation. Okay, so why are we investing in the first place? It's to protect ourselves from inflation. Okay, Chevron, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, large degree wave 1. A, B, C correction, large degree wave 2. Oil is in a massive bull market. Okay, get used to oil doing well. This is Southwest Airlines. It's the exact same thing. Oh, I don't get into airlines. I don't like the fundamental picture. Airlines aren't going anywhere either. Southwest Airlines, and you can recreate this on every single airline chart. But this is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, wave 1. A, B, C correction, wave 2, Southwest Airlines. All the airlines have entered a massive bull market. Okay? So, I don't trade oil stocks. I don't trade airline stocks. You got to change that. Okay? The NASDAQ 100 is great, but if that's your only world, there's going to be plenty of weeks like this where oil, banks, and airlines and cruise lines, they have the money, okay? And you're going to need to wait for that sector rotation before you're having fun, okay? I do believe that sector rotation is coming. But let's keep talking about inflation a little bit. I heard a lot of people, I'm going to cash this week. The stock market crash is trending on Twitter. That must be something bad, right? We must be going below the March lows. I'm going to cash. Okay. If you're in cash, that cash is being hugely having its purchasing power diminished. And that's not going anywhere. Okay. Oil is in a massive, massive bull market. We will see $8 gallon gas at the pump. Okay? It's not just gas. This is live cattle. These are cattle futures. LEY00. Wave 1, A, B, C correction. Wave 2, meat. The price of meat is going to double. It's going to go from this low of 92 to 205. Okay? I don't trade futures, but if the price of meat is going to double, I might consider being vegetarian. Okay? The price of gas is going to keep going up. And in my unprofessional opinion, if you're in cash, you're not protecting yourself from inflation. And if you call yourself a long-term investor and there's something about this week or last week that made you, go to cash and sell your positions, honestly, investing might not be for you. And that's okay. That's okay. That's another reason I don't have a subscription service, because investing isn't for everyone. Investing isn't for everyone. Okay? So this is the price of meat. Price of meat's going to explode. The price of meat is going to double. The price of oil is going to keep going up. You will see $8 gallon gas. Okay? And if you don't have a way to protect yourself from the diminishing value of the dollar, you can't handle weeks like this. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Okay? It's not just meat. Okay? The vegetarians, they're going, I don't eat meat. Right? I ride my bicycle. Okay, well, this is bread. Okay, you better eat bread, and otherwise, you're a pretty frail individual. Okay, this is bread, hard red wheat. Okay, these are bread futures. Wave 1, A, B, C correction. Wave 2, bread exploding, going to double, going to triple. The price of bread is going to double, at least. The price of meat is going to double, at least. The price of oil is going to keep exploding. Okay? Bread, meat, oil. We talked about the precious metals ad nauseum. If someone does not do something to protect themselves from inflation, they will literally starve. Okay? So if investing isn't for you, then you better hope you're at a job that will increase your employment wage every year to keep up with the skyrocketing value of gas that you're paying to, get to work, okay, and the skyrocketing value of food, okay? That's why we invest. If we didn't believe inflation wasn't happening, we would just hold cash, okay? So what am I doing when I'm talking about long-term investing for myself personally? I'm talking about the best ways to outperform the market. The best ways to profit from inflation instead of starve from inflation. One of the best setups, the best ways that we're able to do that, I believe right now, was being presented in First Solar. Okay, let's look at the bird view of First Solar real quick. This is the big bird view. I love First Solar long term. I chose to get into Leap options around 69 this morning. I think that was the right call. But shares weren't. Shares weren't a bad idea either. I just think, Leap calls have me covered. I love First Solar here. I've been looking at First Solar as a dip to 72 being a major buying opportunity for a long time. Okay, I love First Solar long term. I got into First Solar myself personally today. Okay, by the way, I might be getting some mileage out of this, but I did say that we are going to go dip. We're going to dip. I said this at 392 mid-February. I said we're going to dip. I'm long the market with cash, and I'm expecting, we're going to get a dip to the low 380s. Okay, we went to 376, slightly below 380, but we're in the low 80s now. Okay, I had cash to buy dips. I still have cash to buy dips, but I bought the market 3 days this week. Okay, First Solar. This was my favorite one. Wave 1, Wave 2. Wave 1, Wave 2. This is a massive, massive Elliott wave nest. Okay, this is a huge nest, a 9-year consolidation period that First Solar is breaking out of. 1, A, B, C, wave 2, and then wave 1, A, B, C, wave 2. So I love First Solar here. This is a monster nest that First Solar is breaking out of right now. And so what does that mean? Well, Elliott waves are fractal in nature. Okay, so within larger degree wave 1s, there are smaller degree wave 1s. And so when a 1-2 is completed within a larger 1-2, that is called a nest. So I believe on the largest degrees, First Solar has completed a 1, ABC2, 1, ABC2, and then it's broken out, closed above both of these highs, and confirmed that that was all bullish consolidation. Now we are in 1, 2, and First Solar is going to explode. Okay, if I took the Fibonacci retracements, the 50% retracement is 164, 165. The 61.8% retracement of this whole run is 200. Okay, so I do believe First Solar is going to break out of this massive nest. It is going to be going into the 160s. It's going to go to 200. We'll see if, really long-term investors, they'll probably see above 317. Okay, this is the long-term, big bird view of First Solar. Okay, 1, ABC2, 1, ABC2. We're going to go now on the smaller time frames. Before we do that, let me just look at these Fibonacci retracements real quick. So I love this. If you take these Fibonacci retracements, we'll see that the 50% and the 61.8% retracement, I'm actually going to do the 38.2 just because of the way that I had those retracements set up. So the 50% retracement is 163, 164. The 61.8% retracement is 200. Okay, this is the 38.2% retracement because I did it this way. If I did it this way, it would just be the other way around. So we'll do that. So we have this is our high. This is our low. I go to Fib Tools, 61.8. The high is 317.00. And the low is 11.43. Okay? So we see, I believe First Solar is heading into this box 164 to 200 long term. Okay? I'm going to go, I think really long term investors can probably see this 317 high broken, and that could be huge. Okay? But I'm in leap calls, so I'm probably going to be out by the time we're in the 160s. Okay? I love First Solar, as a long-term shareholding for myself personally. Okay? This is awesome. And if you don't care about First Solar, this is a renewable energy stock. This is a growth stock. Okay? This stock got beat up with the market. It's going to recover with the market. So we believe First Solar has bottomed. We believe that the growth sector, the renewable energy sector, has put in a major bottom as well. Okay? So let's just count First Solar real quick. So this is this is the 1 year chart. If we look at First Solar right now, we are going to see a couple things. The first is the beautiful Andrews pitchfork. Beautiful Andrews pitchfork. What we do is we take this. We take this wave 1. This is a wave 1 from the March low, and then we have an ABC correction to put in a wave 2. So the invalidation level is going to be 59, this wave 2 low. What I believe, and I'm in love with this setup right here. I posted about this on Sunday. It said that below 72 was a sell my kidney level. I got into calls and just that 69. So I'm very happy about that. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a wave 1, an ABC correction, wave 2. Okay? So remember, if you don't care about First Solar, this is a monster name in the renewable energy sector. We're going to look at Xpev. We're going to look at Li Auto. We're going to look at Tesla and see that this whole sector, I believe, is going to start getting money from the cruise lines, money from the airlines, money from the oil sector. Okay? But let's just look at the 1 year chart. Wave 1, ABC, wave 2. Wave 1, ABC, wave 2, gorgeous. Okay? A really tight stop would be 68. The invalidation level is going to be 59. This is from 924 to 125, basically 4 months. So 4 months from now, I do believe FSLR will reach 121. And I think almost the better target is going to be the median of this pitchfork. And we can see right now, the median of this pitchfork is actually above 120. Remember, the long term, Fibonacci, the 50% retracement is 165. Okay, so I've got my eye on the prize here. I am expecting that First Solar will reach 165 by the end of this year, but I do believe in the next 4 months, it's pretty conservative actually to say that First Solar will reach 121. Okay, and if this huge renewable energy giant is going to bottom, this is a growth stock. Okay, what we saw this week was money rotating from the value stocks got all the money. Okay, the banks, the oil, the cruise lines, the airlines. I believe towards the end of this week, we started to see a change in that trend. Okay, this is another phenomenal setup. This is XPeng. Okay, if you don't care about XPeng, we're gonna talk about Li Auto too. If you don't care about these stocks, these are Chinese electric vehicle stocks, right? So if the EV stocks in this sector are bottoming, that's gonna help how we look at Tesla and say, hey, Tesla looks like it's probably gonna be bottoming too, because these stocks are in phenomenal buying areas. I entered Li Auto this week. I entered Xpev this week. I've added to my Lordstown Motors position this week. Those are all long-term investing positions. Okay, I believe the small cap EV stocks are, this is PayPal, this is Square Cash, this is Shopify in 2016. Okay, let's look at Xpev real quick. First off, general rule of thumb for shareholdings is that the more recent the IPO, the higher the growth potential. Okay, so what I really like about Xpev and Li Auto, these are stocks below $30 that I have a chance to enter, have huge return potential to the upside with no option expiration risk. Okay, so this is Xpev. What do I mean when I'm saying I was looking for this setup since November? Well, this was a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5, putting in a large degree wave 1. Okay, so we knew this was a 5-wave impulse since November, so we were looking for an ABC correction to buy this dip. So I've had Xpev, I've had First Solar on my radar since November, and we got both of those dips this week. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1. A, B, C correction. We take the size of wave A, we place it at the wave B high, and that gets us our length for wave C. Some of you guys are going to say, well, why don't we just take the whole length of this move and call it wave A? What this really is, this is a little advanced wave theory. Not really, but I just count everything as an ABC. What this really is a WXY. I just label it as an ABC. I don't want to confuse people. I put too many letters on the screen, start talking about wave Z, but this really is a WXY. And that's really helping us confirm, because the WXY, specifically wave W and wave Y, are going to be near exact the same length. Okay, so a WXY for a wave 2 correction is especially good, because we know that wave Y is really supposed to not be much longer than wave W, and so that helps us get our optimal buy entry. Okay, so I'm long Xpev. I'm long Xpev shares. I'm extremely excited about Xpev. I'm using right now 22, 23, 20 is kind of my stop loss level, but in reality, I don't have an expiration on Xpev. I really like the electric vehicle sector. Okay, so this is a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, a wave 5, large degree wave 1. W, A, B, C, X, Y, 2. Okay, so this is a move from 924 to 1124. That's exactly 2 months. Okay, so we could see in the next 3 months, in the next 4 months, this wave 3 target, which is the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low of 85, be reached. Okay, that could happen in the next 3 or 4 months. I actually do think we'll see Xpev reach 85. I'm an Xpev for the long term. Okay, remember, if Xpev is at or near a bottom, and Li Auto, which is the exact same thing, is at or near a bottom, then Tesla is at or near a bottom. They're all in the EV sector. Okay, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. This is Li Auto, ticker symbol LI. Large degree wave 1, A, B, C, wave 2. So I'm really happy I got into Li Auto this week. Below 25 I had as a really important level for me, and I got into Li Auto. So I got into Li Auto, I got into Ride, I got into Huya, I got into First Solar, and I'm extremely excited about all of those. Okay, all of those I have really long time horizons for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know this is the 5 waves impulse. We're looking to buy an A, B, C correction. It's the exact same thing as Xpeng, where this is really a WXY, but I just label it as an ABC to avoid confusion. Okay, so Li Auto at or near a bottom, Xpev at or near a bottom, solar energy at or near a bottom. That's really good for renewable energy stocks. That's really good for growth and EV stocks. Okay, we have a wave 1 that goes from 1124 to 814. Okay, so 2.5, 3.5, 4 months, we could see Li Auto at 52. Okay, like I said, I'm in this for the long haul. Okay, I'm in shares for the long haul. This is the wave 1 and a wave 2. I take the beginning of wave 1, connect it with the high of wave 1 and the low of wave 2. Gorgeous pitchfork. Median acts as a magnet. And then we have reactions on the lower bound. I believe we are going back to the median of this pitchfork. Okay, I'm really excited about Li Auto. I'm really excited about Xpev. If they're close to a bottom, let's look at Tesla right now. I think Tesla is very close to a bottom as well. Okay, this is Tesla. Didn't get this one perfectly, but I do believe Tesla is very close to a bottom. So let's look at it. This is a wave 1, and this is the wave 2. I believe right now Tesla is completing another wave 1 and another wave 2. So in Elliott wave 3, we're going to call this a nest. And if we see Tesla is correcting within a channel, the lower bound of this channel is exactly where we had this doji candle form. And so I do believe that this is kind of going to be the bottom for Tesla. And if we count Tesla, a lot of times an A, B, C correction can be counted in 5 waves. So what's that mean? That means all 5 waves are going to make up the entire ABC correction. So for wave C, a lot of times what you look for is that that extra kind of kick down, the extra bear trap that we need, the extra capitulation for retail longs that we need. Okay, so if you really want to know when an ABC correction is complete, look for kind of a whole 5 waves impulse within all 3 waves. So what's that mean? This is wave A, this is wave B, this is wave C, but this is also a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you kind of look for that 5th, kick down to confirm that you have your ABC completion completed. Okay, this is a correcting within a channel. Okay, once the high of this channel is broken, we're going to have a confirmed completed correction. Okay, so we've had this pitchfork for a very long time. If I take this low connected with this high and this low, we had really nice reactions on the median. We had really nice reactions on the lower bound. So when we were in this area, I projected that Tesla was going to go on a massive run to the lower bound of the pitchfork and to the median of the pitchfork. So we have a very solid Andrews pitchfork. The median of this pitchfork has proven to act as a magnet. So you could have absolutely, no belief in wave theory. This is a textbook pitchfork. Okay, we've gone to the median. The median's acted as a magnet. It's going to act as a magnet again in the future. Okay, let's talk about the wave count real quick. This is a wave 1, a wave 2. So this is a wave 1, an A, B, C correction wave 2. Okay, I really like that we have kind of our 5th and final kick down. A lot of times you look for that wave C to have that one extra low, and then that's going to be your final bear trap if you're a bull. And you're also going to look for retail capitulation at this level. Okay, so let's say a stop right now would be 539. The next invalidation level is going to be this wave 1 high of 502. Okay, Tesla is completing a wave 2, and this is wave 1. So I believe Tesla, just like First Solar, is completing a nest. These wave counts are almost identical, and they are both in the renewable energy sector. Okay, First Solar, wave 1, ABC, wave 2, wave 1, ABC, wave 2. Tesla, nearly identical. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, ABC, wave 2. Okay, so this is a really powerful nest that I believe Tesla is finally completing. And we can see that for now, let's have 539 be a pretty tight stop. And then we're going to have 504, 502, this high, be the next invalidation level. This is the wave 1 and a wave 2. This is the wave 1 and a wave 2. We have a gorgeous Andrews pitchfork, reactions on the median, reactions on the lower bound, back to the lower bound, back to the median, A, B, C correction, and then Tesla is going to go at minimum the length of wave 1 placed at this wave 2 low. Okay, so if 539 holds, I'm expecting that Tesla will reach, this is from 1030 to 125. That's about 3 months. I believe in the next 2.5, 3 months, we are going to see Tesla go back to 1,061. Okay, and remember that's going to be a very conservative target because wave 3 is at minimum the length of wave 1. What I'm really expecting is that Tesla will go further than that, and it is going to go all the way back to the median of this pitchfork. Okay, and remember, we're not just trading Tesla alone. We believe Li Auto and we believe Xpev have also bottomed in the EV sector. We believe First Solar has bottomed in the renewable energy, solar energy sector. Okay, this is Apple. This is Apple right here. Apple, a very similar idea where we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves within our entire ABC correction. Okay, so Apple forms a great bull flag, and then it's broken out of this back bull flag, and it's back testing this bull flag. So right now, the next invalidation level for Apple is going to be 112. This low right here of 112. I expect that low to hold. So this is an ABC correction, and I'm expecting that Apple has broken out of this bull flag, and it has back tested this bull flag. This bull flag was from 323 to 902. So in the next 4.5, 5 months, I believe that Apple is going to reach 188. Okay, so Apple and Tesla, I'm expecting to go on a massive run higher. All right, that's going to be very bullish for the stock market, obviously. That's also in conjunction with the fact that we're trading Tesla as a member of the electric vehicle sector. Okay, so Apple, if 112 holds as the low, I'm expecting that we are going to break above this high. This is going to be a really powerful ABC correction, building up energy for a huge run to 188. Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin real quick. And I want to kind of talk about something that I've said a little bit in this video. The deeper the correction, the further the impulse. Okay, the deeper the correction, the further the impulse. What's that mean? Well, if we look at Apple and Tesla right now, the depth of this ABC correction for Apple and the depth of this ABC correction for Tesla is building up energy for a much larger move higher. Okay, we're going to explain what that means right now by looking at Bitcoin. Okay, so the last time we talked about Bitcoin, I said that Bitcoin was very clearly in a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, and a wave 4. Okay, so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this was an ABC correction. So I said that Bitcoin was going to go the length of wave 3, place at the wave 4 low, and around 54,000, we were going to be looking for a correction. Okay, that did happen. Okay, that did happen. So this was our wave 5 high, and we know for a fact that this is an impulse. Okay, so this is a large degree wave 1. We're looking right now for Bitcoin to complete a wave 2 correction. And we're going to use EBON, NCTY, and NXTD in the Bitcoin mining sector to help us time this bottom in Bitcoin. Okay, another reason that I think that Tesla and Apple have bottomed, besides the fact that Li Auto and Xpev have bottomed, is that the Bitcoin mining stocks are really showing signs of a bottom. And if Bitcoin's bottoming, so is the stock market. Okay, but anyway, this was the last time we talked about Bitcoin. I honestly nailed this one pretty well. Okay, I said that we were going to go the length of wave 3, placed at the wave 4 low. And that was going to end up taking Bitcoin to 54,000 by mid-March, which did happen. And we were using Marathon Patent Group to help time that as well. Okay, so what is going on? Why am I saying that the deeper Apple corrects and the deeper Tesla corrects, the further energy that is being built up to the upside? Okay, well, if you think about it from a psychological perspective, the deeper Apple and Tesla correct, the more bears that's going to attract. Also, the more retail traders are going to be capitulated. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin real quick. And instead of thinking about it from a psychological perspective, let's remember that 85-90% of all trades on the market are made by high frequency institutional algorithms. Okay, so when people say who's buying up here, no one. Okay, computer algorithms are doing all the work. Okay, so when I say the deeper the correction, the further the impulse, here's exactly what I mean. We have found in trading and wave theory, this is well documented, one of the computer algorithms, or the favorite extension for the computer algorithms, is the 128 or the 123.6% inverted retracement of the ABC correction. Okay, what's that mean? Is that furu nonsense? No. Okay, this was a Bitcoin high of 41,933. This was a Bitcoin low down here of 28,860.59. Okay, the negative 123.6% Fibonacci retracement, you put a negative sign and you just take the depth of the correction and use that as your Fibonacci. Okay, the 123.6% inverted retracement of the correction is a very popular target for the computer algorithms to hold out for. Okay, let's just look at Bitcoin right now. This is an ABC correction. Okay, if we take this high and this low, the negative 123.6% inverted retracement is exactly where Bitcoin topped. Okay, this is uncanny. Okay, well, what's the implication of that? Let's say 28,860 wasn't the bottom and Bitcoin corrected further. Well, that would have actually been a good thing if you're a Bitcoin bull, because that means the negative 123.6% retracement would have been further. So what I'm saying with Apple and Tesla is that the deeper that this retracement, the deeper that this correction is, and I do believe it's very near completion because you can count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 3 of the ABC corrective waves have made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. That's very common for a wave C correction to be complete. Okay, the deeper that this correction goes, the further the price target. Okay, and we're proving that with Bitcoin right now. If this correction ends at 28,860, then Bitcoin's going to stop at 58K. If it had gone lower, the negative 123.6% retracement would have been 62,000. Okay, all I'm saying is that the deeper the correction, the further the impulse. Okay, so the deeper this Tesla correction, the more energy is being built up to the upside. Same thing with Apple. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin real quick. Keep talking about Bitcoin. This, the deeper this correction went, the further this retracement. Okay, and I believe if we look at a few of these Bitcoin mining stocks, we are going to see it's very likely that this is the low for Bitcoin. Okay, so let's just talk about that right now. 43,145 is likely going to be the low for Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people are going to ask, when do I get into Bitcoin? How much Bitcoin should I buy? Obviously, I'm not qualified to answer that, but I will say, I believe the Bitcoin boat has sailed. Okay, I tweeted about Bitcoin ad nauseum when it was in this range. Okay, no one was interested in Bitcoin below 12,000. I don't think Bitcoin is the smart move. Okay, the way to go is that we will outperform if we get into the Bitcoin mining stocks. And a lot of these Bitcoin mining stocks are very cheap and they have IPO'd very recently. So just how we use Marathon Patent Group to time this bottom in Bitcoin, we're going to use some of these Bitcoin mining stocks to time the bottom for Bitcoin again. Okay? First, this candle right here, this is a very interesting fact. This candle right here on October 22nd, October 23rd, this was the largest liquidation in the history of Bitcoin futures. What does that mean? That means that retail traders trade Bitcoin on something called leverage. Okay, their liquidation is when they lose so much money that they get forced out of their position by their brokers. Okay, that's very bad. It's very bad for them. But if you're a Bitcoin bull and you see a lot of retail traders are being liquidated, that's a very bullish sign. Okay, because the market doesn't like to let retail win. So when we see that all of these Bitcoin traders are being liquidated, we see right here, this was the largest Bitcoin liquidation in the history of Bitcoin trading. Okay, that's very bullish. That means a lot of retail traders just got forced out of Bitcoin. Okay, and if we look at EBON, This is a Bitcoin mining stock. We're going to look at NCTY as well. But if we look at EBON, it looks very apparent that this stock does not have much further down to go. Okay, this is very clearly a wave 1, an ABC correction wave 2. We take the beginning of this wave 1, connected with the high of wave 1 and the low of wave 2. Gorgeous Andrews pitchfork, okay? If you counted this differently and said that this was a wave 1 and a wave 2, and then this was a wave 1 and a wave 2, it's the exact same implication. EBON, which is a Bitcoin mining stock, is going to explode. And it, in my opinion, EBON will not go below 4.86. I definitely don't think that EBON will go below 3.81. I would not get into EBON now. If EBON went below 5, I would be extremely interested in it. Okay? This is a Bitcoin mining stock. Wave 1, ABC, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2. I believe EBON is nesting. Okay, if you counted this differently and said, no, that's a 1, that's a 2, and then this is a 3, and then this is a 4, it's the exact same implication. Okay? This low for EBON of 4.86 will very likely hold. And then it is going to go on a wave 5 that will at minimum take it above this wave 3 high of 13.70. What's that mean? Well, if EBON explodes higher, then Bitcoin's going to explode higher. Okay? Do you see how we're using these small cap components of a sector to predict where the large cap component is going to bottom? It's the same thing we're doing with Tesla. We're looking at Xpev and we're looking at Li Auto in the electric vehicle sector, and we're saying, okay, if Li Auto and Xpev have bottomed or at or near a bottom, then Tesla in the electric vehicle sector is at or near a bottom. And if First Solar in the renewable energy sector is at or near a bottom, then Tesla in the renewable energy sector is at or near a bottom. And if Apple in the large cap tech sector is at or near a bottom, then Tesla in the large cap sector is at or near a bottom. You know, we trade these stocks together. You know, we look at EBON right now. This is very clearly 4.86. I believe is going to be the bottom. Okay, I don't think we'll get EBON below 5. I definitely don't think we're going to get EBON below these lows of 4.42. Okay, so if EBON is going to explode higher, this is a Bitcoin mining stock. That means that Bitcoin is going to explode higher as well. Okay, and like I'm saying, I think that the crypto miners are going to be the way to play Bitcoin for the foreseeable future. Okay, I love the Bitcoin mining here. This is EBON. Okay, this low is going to hold. EBON's going to explode. Okay, so if EBON's going to explode, Bitcoin is going to explode. I don't even want to say where I think Bitcoin's going because this is a little complicated. What I would do is I would take the 123.6% retracement of Bitcoin, and that's actually going to go off my chart. Okay, but regardless, I think EBON, and we'll look at NCTY right now, are the best ways to play this. Okay, this is NCTY. This is the 9. Okay, the 9 is another Bitcoin mining stock. Okay, this is a very classic wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. I believe we're going on a wave 5 higher. Okay, I don't think that 32.29 will be broken. I definitely don't think that this wave 1 high of 27.82 will be broken. So I think the 9, NCTY, is going to go on a impulse higher. That impulse is going to be the length of wave 3 placed at this wave 4 low. At the very minimum, NCTY is going above this high of 89. At the very minimum, EBON is going above this high of 13.70. That means both of these Bitcoin mining stocks, in my opinion, are going to much more than double. Okay? If we think Bitcoin mining stocks are going to much more than double, we think Bitcoin is going to have bottomed. Okay? And let's just think about that. You're not going to double your money with Bitcoin here. I do believe, very likely, an investor like me will double their money with EBON and NCTY. Okay? So I'm looking to buy EBON if it gets below 5. I don't think I'll be that lucky. But the bottom line is that all of these Bitcoin mining stocks are very, very close to at or near a bottom. Let's look at one more. This looks like a fun one. NCTY. NCTY looks like it has completed a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, large degree wave 1. From there, it's completed an A, B, C correction, large degree wave 2. Okay, I wouldn't get into NCTY here. Actually, no, this is NXTD. So this is called NextID. This is another Bitcoin mining stock. I believe that these Bitcoin miners have bottomed. That means I believe Bitcoin has bottomed. Okay? I'm telling you, the Bitcoin miners are going to be the outperformers. The days of getting into Bitcoin are over. Okay? That was below 20K. I tweeted about Bitcoin several times. I think the Bitcoin bus is left. But the Bitcoin mining bus, even if you got into Bitcoin early, in my opinion, the Bitcoin mining bus is the place to look. This is where you're going to outperform. Okay? EBON going above 13.70. That's more than doubling your money. You're not going to more than double your money with Bitcoin buying at 48K. NCTY, at minimum, going above 89. That's more than double. NXTD, okay? Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3, ABC, Wave 4, Wave 5, large degree Wave 1. ABC correction, large degree Wave 2. Okay? So I believe that NCTY will not go below 1.06. If NCTY goes below $1, I will buy it. Okay? If EBON goes below $5, I will buy it. I don't think I'll get that lucky. I think that these Bitcoin mining stocks have bottomed. I think Bitcoin's bottomed. If Bitcoin's bottomed, the stock market has bottomed. Okay? 1, 2, 3, ABC 4, 5, large degree Wave 1, ABC correction, large degree Wave 2. Okay? So I think that this stock, NCTY, or NXTD, NextID, another Bitcoin mining stock, has bottomed. It's going to explode. At the very minimum, it's going to go above this high of 3.44. That's more than double your money. Okay, so that's just making my point. Bitcoin miners are the way to go. Okay, by the way, if a Bitcoin mining stock is traded on a stock exchange, it is insured by the SIOC, I believe. That's the right acronym. But it is, investments on stock exchanges are insured. Investments in cryptocurrencies on crypto exchanges are not. So I really believe there's a lot of reasons that if someone is really bullish Bitcoin, NCTY, EBON, NXTD, the Bitcoin miners are the way to go. But if we believe that these Bitcoin mining stocks have bottomed, we believe that Bitcoin has bottomed as well. Okay, and if Bitcoin's bottomed, the stock market's bottomed. Let's look at the stock market real quick. Okay, this is SPY. Let me just say the Big Bird view of SPY. Okay, this is what I believe the Big Bird view of SPY is. This orange line right here, this is the 2008 sell-off. Okay, so remember how we talked about the length of the sell-off. The size of that sell-off is going to build energy for your impulse higher. So the deeper the sell-off, the larger the impulse. The deeper the corrective wave, the larger the impulse wave. NXTD, by the way, NextID, is an incredible example of that. Let's look right here. Very clear ABC correction. If we take the Fibonacci retracements of this ABC correction, you want to guess where this ends up? If you take the Fibonacci inverted 123.6% retracement, boom, okay? This is why we do wave theory, because computer algorithms, humans didn't decide that they were going to sell the negative 123.6% retracement of this ABC correction. This is exact. This is uncanny. Okay? And notice, if this correction had been deeper, that negative 123.6% retracement would have been further. So that's what I'm saying with Tesla and what I'm saying with Apple. The deeper these corrections are, the further the impulse target is going to be for the high-frequency trading algorithms. Okay? But NXTD, this should be an uncanny example. An uncanny example. The negative 123.6% retracement of this ABC correction was the target. Okay? We talked about Bitcoin ad nauseum, how the negative 123.6% retracement of this ABC correction was the target. Okay? How much more proof do you need? This is an ABC correction. The size of this correction led to the 123.6% target. Okay? The size of this correction led to the 123.6% target. In both cases, if the correction had been deeper, the target for the algos would have been further. Okay? If this correction had been deeper, Bitcoin bulls would have been happier. I'm saying that's the exact same phenomenon with Apple. It's the exact same phenomenon with Tesla. So let's look at SPY. This is the 2008 sell-off. Okay? This orange line is exactly the same length as this SPY orange line. It's actually deeper. So we can see as we just learned, the deeper that this correction goes, and we can see this actually went deeper than the 2008 sell-off, because this orange line is where the 2008 sell-off would have ended. This actually went deeper. That means that the target is actually much further. Okay, so let's circle everything back. This is the Chevron long-term chart. If you don't see that Chevron has completed a large degree wave 2 at the March low, then you're not going to have enough evidence to say that this is a wave 1, not a wave 3. Okay, this is a wave 1 from the 2008 sell-off. The March sell-off from last year was actually deeper. As we just talked about with Bitcoin, that means that the correction will be further. Okay, because the 123.6% inverted retracement, which is based on the depth of the ABC correction, is the next target. Okay, NXTD, same thing. The 123.6% inverted retracement of the ABC correction is the next target. If that correction's deeper, the target is further. So Apple bulls and Tesla bulls, you want this correction to be deep. Okay? But back to SPY. 2008 sell-off. We actually had a deeper correction than the 2008 sell-off. What's that mean? That means that we're going further than what happened after the 2008 sell-off. What happened after the 2008 sell-off was an insane bull market from 2009 to 2020. Okay? I know no one's watching my videos for 10-year projections, and I actually don't believe that this is going to take 10 years. But if we take the length of wave 1 and we place it at this wave 2 low, here's what I think is happening. We completed a wave 1 from this wave 2 low in September. Then we completed another wave 2 correction. I think what's happening right now, SPY is going to get slightly above 406, and then it is going to correct, and that is going to be an insane buying opportunity. So let's look at SPY one more time on the shorter term view, then we'll go back to the long term view. Okay, I think that this is what it looks like right now. Remember, a big reason that 192 was the target was not just because it was the equal legs target of this bull flag, which we have documented that this was the bull flag equal legs target. It was also the 123.6% retracement of this correction, okay, 392. Look at where SPY topped, 392, okay? But I don't think that this is the top for this bull run. I think the top for this bull run in the shorter term time frames is actually going to be 406, because that is the 123.6% retracement of this correction, this ABC correction, okay? So what does this kind of look like? Well, this is going to be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So this is a 3 up here. This is a wave 4 that I believe we're completing right now. And then wave 5 is going to take SPY on a shorter term time frame to 406. Okay? So let's have this down. 406, I think, is going to be when we end a larger degree wave 1. Okay? 406 is going to be somewhere up here. And then, what do I also think? Well, I believe that this was a wave 1 on a larger degree. This was a wave 2 on a larger degree. So we have a wave 1 from the March low, wave 2 correction. Then a 1, 2, 3, 4, soon to be completed wave 5 is going to be another wave 1. Okay? So, this is sort of what I'm thinking will happen with the S&P 500. We're going to take this low, connected with this high and this low. We have a beautiful Andrews pitchfork. Okay? This is a wave 1. This is a wave 2. Somewhere around 406. I'm not trying to nail the top. I think the real top will actually be the median of the pitchfork, but 406 is where I'm planning to get out for safety to catch a big pullback. Okay? This is the wave 1 from the March low. This is the wave 2 correction. We are completing now another wave 1 from this September low, and then we are going to be due for a correction at 406 and the median of this pitchfork, because that is the 123.6% inverted retracement of this correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to complete another wave 1. Okay? So what's this really going to be? This is going to be, I'm going to clear this real quick. This is going to be a massive nest. Okay, let's look at the big bird view one more time. What do I think is going to happen? Well, this sell-off was shorter than this sell-off. So that means we have more energy to go higher. This is what I think is going to happen. In the longer term cycles, if we look at Chevron, which has entered a generational bull market, and we look at Southwest Airlines, which has also entered a generational bull market, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, wave 2 low. This is clearly not going to be a wave 3 for SPY, because it wasn't a wave 3 for Chevron, it wasn't a wave 3 for Southwest Airlines. This is a wave 1 on a large degree. This is a wave 2 on a large degree. So I believe SPY completes a wave 1 and a 2, and then it's completed another wave 1 in September, and then it completed another wave 2 low in September. Now I believe once it hits 406 and the median of that pitchfork, that's going to complete another wave 1. And then that's going to be when we're due for the real correction. I believe this was just a mini correction. Then we're going to be due for the real correction, which is going to be a buying opportunity for wave 2. This is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 LA wave nest. SPY is going to take off. At the very minimum, the next wave 3 target is the length of this entire run from 2009 to this 2020 high. Okay, this is a very conservative target, and this is only going to be the wave 3 target. Okay, that target is 489. Okay, so I don't think going to cash this week was the right move. If we look at inflation, SPY is going to 489 in the longer term cycles. The price of meat is going to double in the longer term cycles. The price of bread is going to double in the longer term cycles. Oil, the price of gas, is going to continue exploding in the longer term cycles. And SPY is going to keep going higher and trudge all the way to 489 for the very minimum wave 3 target in the longer term cycles. Okay? This all on a day when stock market crash was trending on Twitter.